Hi, I am Charlie Austin. I am HiOSO2, and you are here on Merlin Sage. It's really a pleasure to welcome you all to this brief conversation that I want to have with all of you in this day and age. And today I'm here to discuss briefly about solipsism. And I know that if you go and you Google it, you're going to find lots and lots of information about solipsism, mostly connected with philosophy and to many schools of thought. But before I start diving on solipsism and the implications of solipsism in the lives and in the spiritual experience of people going through their initiations in the Ascension path, I would like to invite you all to just subscribe to the channel. I'll give you now 2 seconds where you can do that, and you can help this channel to grow and to enrich the lives of many other people. They are also most likely going through their first moments within a spiritual awakening, and then if they choose, and if it has been planned in advance, that they may go into their ascension path and their probatory period of being accepted as bots of us, and all that tea that you are well aware if you have been following my channel, and if you are yourself on your ascension path. So I'll leave you now with the opportunity within a 2-second window, so you can do the subscription. You can subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. So let's talk about solipsism, and I just want to start by saying that I'll just give you a very brief overall of what solipsism is. I talk more in depth about solipsism in my mentorship. So I have this program called mentorship, where I've been guiding people through the most important, the most relevant information that they should get in their throughout their journey within their ascension path. And there I have a whole class. I have like a whole segment, a whole like a 1 hour and a half teaching session where I describe solipsism with way more details that I'll be actually sharing with you here and now. But from what I'm going to say here, you're gonna get the gist of it. So it's gonna be more than enough. So you can kind of compare the information that I'll be sharing with where you are as of now in your path, and then you can actually say if you have gone further, if you have gone past the third initiation, or if you are just in the event horizon of approaching your third initiation within the ascension path. So in simple words, solipsism it's kind of an event. It's kind of a profound realization. And here, when I talk about this event, this realization, it's not about it will it will differ from person to person, like in length. So some people can have a very brief moment of solipsism that can last than less than 3 seconds, and for them, while they were immersed in that event, in that profound realization, it felt like that was a whole day. Okay, and the aftermath of the event for them, it's just they get entirely they get entirely, how could I say that, the next few hours, the next few days after that solipsistic event, they just get I don't want to say dumbfounded, but they get entirely not on a reflection mode, but they get entirely stuck on that on the energies of that very own and personal unique experience. It's just kind of like once you experience solipsism, you can go back to whatever existed before the solipsistic event, and in a way it feels like that there's nothing after the solipsistic event. There is just a knowingness, a pervasive, like a very, I wouldn't use the word pervasive, but just like all knowingness. So it's not actually like nothing matters any longer, because you're just in that what you would call nirvana state. But it's just like for a few hours, for a few days, for a few weeks after the solipsistic event, it feels like you have gone past the mind. You have gone past this construct. It's just like using the mind now is an option. You could well live without the mind. And I think that that's what the solipsistic event entails, you know. So you finally see, and that's why you regain the power over your mind. And for the first time, you have power over the mind and even over time. So now time serves you because you see that you can live without both of them. So these two realizations or insights, some would call insights, come after the solipsistic event and are triggered and are kind of like kick-started within the solipsistic event. But what is the solipsistic event? What is this solipsism? It's when you have what some would call a supernatural event, okay? And it can happen either within, in your internal, in your inner world, as like externally, as you would perceive as being externally, where you see that all things are you. And I know it will sound cliche and it will sound like that unicistic view, okay, that we are all one, and you know, everybody in spiritualism repeats that, you know, like a parrot, like, oh, we are all one, we are all one, we are all one. We are tired of hearing that, but it's not an intellectual realization, okay, that I'm talking about here. It's not a mental realization, something that you can repeat and you keep expecting that as long as you are repeating it will soon turn into reality, or one day it will turn into reality. It's when for the first time it's very like to I think that the best way of putting it's when it's very you go into the grind and I don't know if this is the best expression to really bring across what I'm trying to say, but it's when through your five senses, okay, and through the interaction with all the things within your world, and by all the things within your world I mean like your furniture and maybe your chair and maybe, you know, other physical objects and other people, you know. So it's when through all the it's the first time when your consciousness is in more than one place, all at once, you know. It's you see your consciousness in all things, and the reason why you see your consciousness in all things, it's because for the first time it's like your mind is not just here. You're not just hearing it from here, you know, from within this skull, you know. We always, when we hear our inner voice, we think that it's coming from here, right? Like most people, at least. So in the solipsistic event, you hear your inner voice coming from all things within your vicinity, within your physical world, okay? So it and even coming from other people's minds, and actually you're not reading their minds. It's not like telepathy. you know. It's kind of like, it almost feels like that your mind has invaded their minds, and through them as mediums is feedbacking at you, you know. So you're receiving feedback from your own mind, from your own beingness through other people, but like in the level of the mind, they don't know that they're kind of being used by your own beingness in divinity. So basically, it's when all things talk to you. Think like there is like this famous character. I think that most of you have most of you have grown watching like Snow White. You know, Snow White, she's used to talk to birds and to the animals, isn't like that, but actually there. So think about Snow White. There in the movie, in the Disney animation, that kind of a thing. So the animals, they are individualized personalities. They are different. They have different identities, but they are conversing with Snow White. They are chatting with Snow White. So now imagine the same situation, but instead of each animal having a different personality, or instead of each animal being an individualized being with its own traits and likes and dislikes, all of them are actually Snow White's consciousness, you know, feeding her back her own perception of her own greatness and her own expanded realization of the divine that she is. Okay, so it's kind of like, for a moment, you know, I'll use the word bleep, like it's like for a blink of an eye, all the people they are in your vicinity, in your surroundings, that you have always known your entire life, their consciousnesses are kind of gone for a blink of an eye. And the consciousness that is feeling those vehicles, it's your own consciousness. Okay? And so imagine, it can be very weird, because suddenly you're just like, okay, so my consciousness is using more than one vehicle. I thought that I was the only vehicle. And now it's using all the other vehicles as being an expanded territory of my mind. So you see that your mind goes from just being here, as you have always thought, within this constraint of a physical, you know, body or encasement, as to being all around you. Okay, so that's what's happening. And it's not that it's happening for the first time. That has been the truth all along. All things and all people are you. Okay, all things and all people are you. Okay, so everything in your surroundings, everything in your vicinity is you. Is just an amazing construction. Is just an amazing build up, created so well-craftedly, as to the point of you believing that all these things that are you are actually separate things from you. And now it's time of you recovering. They are all actually holograms created by your own divinity. So this is the solipsistic event. Okay, so most people in spirituality, they just go to the point that they accept this fact that we are all one. Okay, but they think in terms of a kind of a mumbo jumbo type of a thing. Okay, they never experience it. Okay, they can talk like from book knowledge, you know. They're like book smart, but they're not like not street smart, like, if I could put it like that, you know. They just believe that it is what it is, that this is it, because they have read in many, you know, occultic books, or in many esoteric books, that's how things go. So in the solipsistic event, you actually know it from the bottom of your heart, because all things literally talk to you. All things literally talk to you. So if you look at a banana, you can talk with the banana. Okay, and actually what's happening is not that the banana has an individualized persona, but your consciousness, go and read, the traits and the matter organization that gives you that perception of that object being a banana, and now you are energizing the banana with your consciousness. So your consciousness now is organizing the banana's molecules and all the banana's information that is in that atom pattern that forms the banana in individualized thought. So you can actually talk to that thing, and if that was a separate thing from you, but actually you are in that thing, so you can experience that thing strangely, not as being separate from you, but as being a docked part of you that has information to share. I know it feels like that I'm talking strangely, that I'm talking on a hard mode in a difficult way, but like the solipsistic event is like the more you try to explain it to somebody that has never gone through it really feels like trying to teach the blind, the blind from birth, the colors. So you have to go through it. So you see even the holograms of people in your vicinity, in your environment, that you have been led to believe that they were like separate entities from you, you actually discover that they are just reorganizations of the energies coming from these real people, that when they reach the barriers of your energetic body rereads those energies received from those and reorganize them within your energetic body. So when you are interacting with a person, you're not interacting with the real person any longer. You are interacting with the reorganization perceptually of the energy that person sent you, that came in clash with the barriers, with the frontiers of your energetic body. And then the energetic body of yours reinstated, when it brings in the energy of that specific person into your field, it's already not that person's energy. It's already a filtered version of that person. So it's already not the person. It's not even the person's energy any longer. It's already your energy, playing that person. That's why there's nothing outside of you. And that's why I told you that I didn't want to, I did that disclaimer in the beginning of this video, that the solipsistic event, don't go down the route, unless you want to, of course, down the route of understanding the solipsistic event as being how it's described, more like a theory, more like a document in philosophy, because that would lead you to understand that then the solipsistic event or the solipsism in itself is like a counterpart, or is a synonym to narcissism, for example, or to the narcissistic abuse or traits. And we're not talking about that here. The solipsistic event that I'm talking about, it is not a word, it's not a sentence on the page of a book. It is not something that can be like synthesized, there's no synthesis to it. Okay, there's no logical organization of it, neither philosophically nor even spiritually. Okay, so when all things feed back to you, all that you are is, you have gone through the solipsistic event. So you probably have entered your third initiation. So it's very important from my part to bring this understanding. Now, before the solipsistic event, we have two other events connected with the second initiation and with the first initiation. And then the solipsistic event is a build up to the objective self, okay, and also to the morphologic self. And these two selves are not taught too much in spirituality, not in the Western spirituality. The morphologic self has another name, okay? It's actually the formless self. That's what we really call. And people just talk about higher self or higher mind, okay? But the higher mind, when it's incinerated, when it's burned up, will lead to the objective self. And the objective self, upon the entry into the sixth initiation, will lead you to the formless self. I will discuss more about these two in future videos, but I wanted to bring this video here to a close by suggesting a movie that can really give you a glimpse. It's like it's an imagetic glimpse of what I'm talking about when I'm trying very hard to describe the solipsistic event upon entry or upon completion of your third graduation within the Ascension path, which is what we call third initiation. Okay, and you will watch this movie and you will be like, okay, so what Hayoso 2 is really talking about. I watched this movie and I can't understand what the heck is actually talking about. And then if you didn't get the movie, but you get that movie is like beyond the box, that movie mind boggles like everybody that watches it, that's the closest that you will get to understand the solipsistic event or solipsism as defined by ascended masters, by the spiritual hierarchy of earth. So this movie, and it will show up like its poster here on the screen, I don't know where exactly, it's called Holy Motors. Okay, so search for Holy Motors or Holy Motors, okay, just watch it and it will give you a glimpse, okay, of what all spiritualistic people try to aim at or they try to describe to, but they always end up, in a small corner on a dead-end street where it's just gibberish talk, about some kumbaya type of union, but they haven't even experience for themselves what it really means when we talk about all being one, because there's no God outside of you, there's no God out there, okay? And so there's no people out there, out here, out and around you, there's just you. And that shouldn't make you proud, haughty, selfish and lead you into narcissism. It should lead you to humbleness and humility and thoughtfulness and reflection, because you have a dutiful right to everything that composes and brings order and a sense of beingness within your life, because it's you, it's really being generated by you. So that's why you should have care with all things and all people, because it's just a great and big construction of a part of your spirit, okay, giving you a sense of theatrical experience in a physical world around. So solipsism, going against all the odds, against what all people would try to throw a curveball at it, is actually inviting us to see how it's important to always generate light and beautiful qualities from within, because all our perceptual construction of reality, all this hologram that supports our narrative of having a life and of living a life and having life situations, depend upon these things that are generated from within you. So this is my message. I try to do an attempt to describe what solipsism is, and it's good that it's just an attempt. Most likely I haven't succeeded to explain into full depth what solipsism is, because if I would have failed for sure. It would be a fail, because once you experienced it, you will say, okay, I understand what what Charlie Austin actually did a very hard working job to try to bring to me with words. Did you like this video? So I invite you to check other info here on my channel. So I have a video about Saint Germain's future incarnation on Earth. I also have a beautiful video from my friend Kathumi about the head filled with light of ether. So, and there are some other videos in English here that I'm sure that you will take delight upon checking them. I am Charlie Austin. I am Hayosutu. I am a philosopher. I'm a film critic. And remember, the love lives in the world through you. So you are it. And may you keep being it. So thank you so much. Have a lovely day. See you soon.